Hey, AJ Mindy. What's up, Jeremy? Marty Burns. Burns, I just painted some of your baits. Uh, the the baby has been in the at the ER last night because she's dehydrated from she has RSV and an ear infection, and she won't drink any fluids. So Amy is at the hospital again, getting IVs and antibiotics. Man, what a night. Do, 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 do. Burns, what's is this a 1.5? Looks 1.5 ish to me. I think that should get paid. I think that should get you paid. I think you should be able to pluck a bass on that thing. People really people really are into this color. And I don't know where it came from. Just kind of dicking around with colors, but uh yes, correct, Marty. Uh Travis, no, it's odd because I'm assuming I had RSV, the bean had RSV, Amy had RSV, and the baby had RSV. Well, apparently RSV is worst in infants, but I bounced back pretty quick. I just felt like shit. I didn't have any other symptoms other than just like I sneezed and had a runny nose and uh, just felt like ass, like body aches. Kind of felt like the flu. Uh, the bean, she was runny nose. She was coughing a little bit. She wasn't too bad, um, but she bounced back. Amy and the mouse, it kicked their ass. So yeah, the baby, she needed some fluid, so she had to go to the hospital and get some fluids in her. Um, so she went last night and she was there till like 4 a.m. And then they said come back at 10 to get her second antibiotic. So that's where she has been for the last 2.5 hours. Um, so, I mean, I still got a little snot in my nose and I don't feel like great, but uh, the I was staying up, kind of waiting on them to get home. So I stayed up till like 2, and then the bean woke up at 2, and she was like flipping out, dude. She was, I want to go to your bed, and she never sleeps in our bed. Like she'll take a nap in there, but she doesn't like sleeping there at night. She typically really likes her bed, but last night she really wanted to sleep in our bed. I was like, you gotta chill out, dude. So I took her in there, and she rolled around and was like, let's watch a show. I was like, no, dude, it's 2:30 in the morning. And so I think I stayed up with her till about 3, and then woke up at 6:30. And then Amy did basically the same thing. So, oh, it's been pretty painful because it's been that kind of sleep schedule for about a damn week now. So production is uh, slow. I'm hitting production at about 20% from usual. It's painful for me to get shit done now because now Amy's waiting on somebody to drop off something for the baby, and I'm supposed to take it down to the hospital. So hopefully they get her in and get her out and get her feeling better. But show off a few. How about just straight up orange? I mean, that is just a damn pumpkin. Pumpkin spice. Thanks, Nate. Thank you, Brennan, for the prayers. They are certainly needed. It's a little crawfish. And then this, what do we call this, Burns? Sunburn. That's what the color is. Sunburn. Yeah. Sunburn has been popular. Uh, just a little something. Oh, y'all let me know if you know what this is. My youngest, the only way we knew he had an ear infection was he would water up and would constantly have a teardrop going from it. See, the thing that the doctors told us was that the telltale sign of a ear infection is that focus camera was that they don't sleep at night. Why won't this camera focus? Because it's needs an update or something. Come out, you dicks. Oh. What is this little thing? Have you ever seen these before? Some would say it's photo imaged, but you'd be wrong. I don't know what this little thing is. It's weird. It's a little fishy looking thing, though. I'll give it that. I mean, this pretty much looks like every minnow you've ever seen swimming down the bank. Never showed a normal sign. Kids' viruses, they're something else. Why won't this show me anything? New layout? What is this? Why aren't these doing anything? Cinema layout? Huh. It is, but it's light. It doesn't weigh much. Maybe it is for jigging. I don't know. It feels kind of light, though. I'll have to weigh them once I get them clear coated. But I don't know. Another oddity. I really wish this camera would focus. Hello, there we go. There, it's back. He just ran a little bit of a fever and teardrop. Man, kids being sick is the worst. Kids being sick is the worst. Because the baby has had a little low grade fever for like 3 or 4 days now. Like it just won't go away. But they say day 5 with RSV for babies is the worst. So she is on day 5 now. So hopefully today or tomorrow and today she will start getting better. Um, but what else? I saw the new BGC, right? Jeremy, have you seen those? Did y'all see that Swimbait Universe wants to have a painting competition for the gathering, to where they send painters uh, blanks to paint, and then they submit them, which is stupid. Like any painting competition is always, because it's every, like, that's the thing about painting, is it's all subjective, especially if painters aren't judging it. Uh, like if you're just some like dude that works at, you know, Do It. I know they had a painting contest. If you're like the Do It molds guy, or if you're anybody else that doesn't paint, like, how can you judge that? Uh, and then the biggest error I see is that uh, you hear nightmare stories about all these guys. Oh, this guy took my bait. This guy ruined my bait. This guy did this. This guy did that. Because there's tons, hundreds of fly by night painters that just, like, you know, pick it up a month or two ago and start taking in baits. They'll do it for free. They'll do it for $10. They'll do it for, nothing, and people will send them shit. Um, and they dick their baits up, or they don't get their baits back, or whatever. Um, and I have a feeling if you send a fair amount of baits out to a bunch of unknowns, the odds of you receiving all of those back are pretty much going to be slim to none. Uh, yeah, I'm with you, AJ. I think it's going to be a free swim bait fest. So you're ready for the next fad? Unfortunately, I feel like swim baiting is here for a little while. It is dug its claws in. It is not going anywhere. And then you mix it with forward facing sonar. That is doubly hypey. I mean, it's effective, obviously, but I think it's I think it's proven that a big bait is even more effective when you can watch the fish react and what it does. That makes it a better tool. Um, so that changes the game. So when guys are learning more about it with live scope and seeing how fish react to the baits, like, typically, before, the only time you could see a fish react is if it follows your bait up halfway to the bank or the boat, and then you give it like a couple, like, Hail Mary twitches or pauses or whatever you want to do to try and, like, get that fish to react. They've probably already seen you in the boat, and your odds have gone way down. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. But when you're dealing with a fish that you can see, that's 50 feet from the boat, that's not alert yet, totally. Uh, I think he's got a little more power then. But I don't know. It's interesting. That part is very interesting. Um, but I would say the majority of the guys I see um, in the swim bait world are not going to be live scopers. You know what I mean? They're like small lake guys, bank beaters. You know, not huge like 21-foot boats with 30-inch screens on the front. So I don't know. Should be interesting to watch. I don't know what the next fad will be though. I'm sure it'll be something out of Japan. Um, it's going to take something big though, like the chatterbait. I'm surprised the riser bait didn't take off more than it did. That was a cool bait. Um, Chartreuse fish logo. Chartreuse. I was thinking like neon red or orange, like blaze orange, to stick with the hunting. Chartreuse would look good. Um, I was working on my old logo, not my old logo, but I was working. It was kind of. I took um, select none. Um, I have my very first one of my very first fish head logos that I ever did. I used to have the sticker sitting out. This one, that logo. Well, I had one that I did way back in the day. That's this, but it's like the diet version, and I think I like it a lot better. I think I like it a lot better. Uh, why won't it let me share a screen? Shift 5. Weird. I don't know what's going on with this. Oh, there it is. Let's see here. Window, entire screen. So, share. So let's see if I can find it. Yeah. So, if you notice, this is. Let me minimize this. No, I need to close that. I don't want to do that. Well, let me minimize that. Oh, you dick. There we go. But if you notice, this is a much more thinned out version. Um, oh, was it showing up? I can't see. But yeah, that's the scaled down version, the diet version. So I like that. I don't hate that. Um, but it's I want to do that. I want to. I can't ever settle on anything. Uh, I get going into boat shopping mood next week. Ooh, Rich, what are you thinking about? Um, but since I knew I had something to that I was probably gonna have to leave, I started dicking around with logos. But um, I really like that thinned out, like almost sketched looking version of it, um, more than like the thick fatty. I thought I liked the thick fatty, but I'm reverting back to where it all started. Um, a jet boat. What about what about a tunnel hull where the back is tunneled to where you can run a prop and you could run it high? You looked into those? Those are cool. You have one of those built. And then you could come down here and hang out with us. Go to Louisiana and get you one. You need a rock boat. I know y'all got big boulders and shit up there. You need a jetty boat. Are you talking about getting one of those that there's like a full cab on it, pretty much? One of those like bulletproof ones, whatever they're called. Are they called bulletproof? Bullet something. There's I know that I've seen those guys that run those rivers up there, and they look like they're driving around in tanks. Jeremy, I've got that a G3. Those are nice boats. I've got that I've got that aluminum rig in the back that I thought I wanted to redo. And the more I look at it, the more it pisses me off. And because the whole bottom needs to pretty much be cut out of it. And I've got a little green fiberglass boat that's sitting beside it. That's got that's got some. It's got a rotten bench seat. I think the transom seems to be really solid, and the floor is pretty decent. I could probably cut the floor out, but the front bench seat is rotten. Um, and I started thinking about it, and I was like, man, if I want something to just go fishing on in shallow water, I could probably get this glass boat, which is a lot heavier. I could probably get it going faster and be able to fish in it by like this spring and not have to do anything to it. Like wouldn't paint it, just like put a deck on it, mount the trolling motor, and and go rip. Um, but I'm not dealing with rock. I'm dealing with mud and lots of it. Uh, so, did y'all watch? Speaking of mud and backwaters, did y'all watch Poche's recent uh, whatever his name of his YouTube series is? I was watching it last night when after Amy went to the hospital, and off the grid. Uh-oh. Let me see what Amy wants. Hello. Hey. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. Okay. Love you. Bye. I gotta make a milk run. Um, but I was watching Poche, and he The second place he went in was pretty sketch. Uh, Dustin Amy's fine. She's got the crud, but the little baby's got RSV and she's dehydrated, so we had to take her to the hospital to get an IV and get found out she had an ear infection too on top of her RSV, so they had to give her antibiotics for that and get some fluids in her because she won't drink any water, um, hardly at all. She hadn't her appetite. She won't eat much, so uh, she's down at the hospital with her and was all night. Rock proof, that's what it is. Um, yeah, I don't like inboards. I would much rather be able to have a tunneled out aluminum with a reinforced bottom and run a prop or even a jet on an outboard. Um, but the dude Poche went into this damn pond and it looked awesome. Um, but he didn't catch shit. But I was thinking like as hard as it was to get into the second place, I was thinking to myself, I don't know if y'all have run like uh what am I looking for here? Like a side by side or like any kind of like, four wheeler or anything. But if you've noticed, if you run a winch off of one of those with it off just on the battery, it'll last about like two cranks and your battery's cooked. So uh, I don't know how I don't know what batteries that dude's running in order to power that winch for that long. And I started thinking about it. I was like, dude, if this guy's batteries crap out or his winch, like he is totally screwed because the dude, like nobody can get up in there. Uh, I mean, unless you're in like a damn canoe, and that's not going to help you much. Um, or if you have somebody else, maybe somebody else around there has winches on their boats. I don't know. Dakota Lithium. I don't know that I'd trust them, dude. I wouldn't trust them to winch myself like a damn mile back in a ditch. Um, 36-volt lithium system just for his winch. I mean, it would have to be something very significant. Um, but yeah, after he got in, I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, I know you can get into these places, but if you have any kind of failure, you are real screwed. Because I mean, when you have, I mean, he was pretty much winching over solid ground. Um, so if anything gives up, winch breaks, you something cable breaks, anything like that, I'd like to know what he has as like backups. Like if he keeps an extra winch, or I would probably keep an extra winch. Dude, I'd have so many damn batteries in that thing. I'd have like 8 batteries. Like if I'm a Dakota Lithium guy, um, I'm probably telling Dakota Lithium to send me quadruple my order. Um, but yeah, go watch that. It's pretty interesting. He didn't catch shit. Sorry, spoiler alert. Another. I guess maybe that's the ones he's posted because I don't think he did a video of his practice because this was a pre-practice for the I guess an open, or I don't think the Elite Series is going to Seminole, is it? But it was at Seminole. Maybe there's an open there, and he was pre-practicing for a open. Um, but I don't think he ever released a video of his practice for the tournament over there on the Red River. So maybe that's why, like, he didn't do an off the grid on that one. Maybe because he found them. So if he doesn't catch shit, he'll post it. But his boat's badass, I will say. To Gator Tracks, it is badass. Deli up the pull rope on the flywheel. That would be sketchy. The Elites are going. I guess Pochet's fishing the Elites. Yeah, Kyle, it's Pochet's most recent videos, probably like 3 or 4 days ago. But it's pretty impressive. 18 won't fit my garage, but a 17 with a 90 jet will. That's a good boat. All right, I got to run. Got to go pick up milk, take him to the doctor. See y'all.